Hello, March 2022, and I'm going to be talking about another sensitive topic. And again, I'm going to preface by saying that I'm not stating or implying anything negative or whatever, or have any malicious intent or judgment with the topic of this video. There's a bigger picture in here, and I'm going to be using an example of one particular movement. And it has to do with the program called MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, or Drinking and Driving, or whatever. And I'm going to preface by saying, yes, no one should be drinking and driving, period. And it's probably a really stupid thing to do because you're in control of a large, heavy object that could do serious damage to other people and, themselves. And I mean, there's so many different tangents to expand on. For example, when you look at the courts over decades now been saying, well, you drank and drive, you did it consciously, but with a double standard with regards to alleged sexual assault claims and everything else. I mean, there's so many different tangents, but that's really not going to be what the focus is. So really this whole MAD program started with parents, these two parents losing their son, and the mother starting this whole campaign to prevent this from happening again. And the real underlying focus here is trying to fill in that huge void or that gap in someone's life and not letting it go. And it kind of ties into with, well, no one should be dying. Well, yes, stupidity of others, whether it be injury or, as in my case, or drinking and driving, could somewhat be avoided, could be avoided, should be avoided. And you look at how it all began, and look at how it's evolved, where, again, good intentions paved the road to hell. And we went from people being legitimately intoxicated who can't see straight to now, if you had a beer 2 weeks ago, boom, that's it, that's enough. Because they keep upping it. The police, the courts, and even the politics, they have make work programs, and as soon as people start complying, and that whatever the topic is reduced, and people are not creating those offenses or committing those offenses, then they keep lowering the bar, making it harder and harder, to the point where it's just become extremely ridiculous. And this is partly why law has become like theoretical mathematics, neither of which have a basis in reality. Another tangent. So people try to fill a void that is bottomless unless they're able to heal. And until people heal, even their good intentions can cause so much harm to others. And I'm not, again, I just want to be very clear, I'm not saying it's okay to drink and drive or be even on drugs, but where's the line drawn? Because that bar keeps getting lower, and it's getting harder and imposing more and more on people. And this was kind of inspired by a story that a friend of mine was telling me a few days ago with regards to a professional driver who was in a different province, just working. And I guess they got asked about have they consumed a specific type of product, and they said, well, yeah, like yesterday type of thing, because there was their day off, but not since. And the person was 100% fine, and no charges were laid. There was they because they said, well, yes, yesterday they got tested, but some substances can still be traced for days or even weeks after you use that. And so they had a 3-day suspension That's it. Which could now cost that person's their job, their livelihood. They have a family, they have kids to feed, for nothing, because something was completely taken way out of context because of laws. And just have to imagine now some of you might think, well, you shouldn't, if you're a professional driver, but yeah, where do you draw the line? When you're on your day off and you're being smart about, whatever alcohol or whatever you're consuming, but you could, because of technology now, you could trace things back like forever. And again, where do you draw the line? That person's life now could be completely destroyed. Their family. There was no need, based on the information that was told to me, which comes from a reliable source who knows the system. There was no need for even a 3-day suspension. Person was fine. Admittedly, they were fine. But, when you're in a situation like that, something has to be done to justify the stop and everything else. And it's just unfortunate. So, and when you just to back up and tie it all together, you have somebody who starts a movement, and on its face it's good, and yes, may have started off with good intentions and had some positive results, but once you move that line, there's no line anymore. Can you imagine when technology increases that, 5 years ago, when do you draw the line? So anyway, I just want to highlight that. Take what you will from it, and thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Listen to this and write it down if you can't remember it. You're never going to outgrow warfare. You simply must learn to fight. I hear people saying to me, when is it going to get easier? When you die.